business and set our tails down. But we got to know that you're willing to do that, and that's what you want to do. Or else we're going to continue to pick up and do what we've been doing, and that's getting the job done.
I guess you heard that,
my
Jay.
character won't let me sit and wait for you to do something. I would just do it. That's just me, though. That's with anybody, with man, woman, child. It doesn't matter.
Most women. Mm-hmm.
So let me ask this question. So when does it get to the point where you start looking at a guy saying you're doing too much?
I don't think they got that far yet.
Yeah, seriously.
They got that far. That's
so you get to a guy that you say you're doing too much.
They don't even know what that look like.
What does that mean, Sammy?
Right, crickets.
Like, I ain't never seen that.
There is no such thing. There is no such thing. Do you know what?
Let me tell you,
there
I've heard
no
that.
Such thing as a man doing too much. A man
you hear
should
that
do
all the
whatever
time.
it is he want to do. A man should do whatever he want to do concerning you and the family. And if he want to do it, baby, let him do it and tell him. And while he doing it, tell him how good he look. Baby, you know you look good taking that garbage out and getting ready to pay for this vacation for us to go on. Baby, you look good. I'm going to give you 2 scoops. Give you some dessert. The way you doing what you're doing, baby. We need to learn how to cheerlead these men. I'm trying to tell you, we got to be these men biggest cheerleaders, because men think just because we can do it, we don't want them to do it. We are doing what we have to do because we've had to do it. If the king want to step up and do it, it ain't such thing as called doing too much. We're going to let him do it. We're going to let him do what he want to do, believe me. And we're going to sit down too.
Okay, so how often should a man and a woman express their appreciation? Should they do it every day, once a month?
You saying that like all rated G. What you trying to say?
No, I'm just talking about like Simi Surreal said, hey, I appreciate you, warming that cereal up, or I appreciate the fact that the lights are back on, or we have cable.
You blushing, G.
No, not me, man. I'm just asking.
I think it depends on.
I knew Jay would pick up on that. Go ahead, brother Jay. Preach.
I think it depends on what their love language is, because there are some men that desire an overload of words of affirmation, and there's some men that want you to show your appreciation through some dessert.
Acts of service. That's right.
Acts of service.
Physical touch. That's
desserts.
Right.
You gotta cook some things. You can't
sleep on that. Now that's something y'all need to go check out. Everybody, you got to know. Jay hit on it. That the love language. You got to know the love language, because I had a friend. She was talking about her relationship, and her man was buying her, jewelry and all this kind of stuff, and she was buying jewelry. He was buying her jewelry, and she was like, "Well, no," she would take it and take it back, or didn't want it, and he was like, "Well, look at this ungrateful so and so." She would take it and spend the money on the bills. She would give the gift back and say, "I need these bills paid. I don't need this jewelry." So here it is. They're speaking 2 different languages. Now his love language was showing it by gifts and things like that. She wanted the acts of service. She's like, "I don't need this gift. I need that." So they ended up not being together, but they never figured out each other's love language until after all that went down. And a lot of times you have that. You have people come with, they don't unpack their bags. They just keep carrying them, and from one relationship to the next. To the next relationship, to the next relationship. They don't know nobody's love language. They just dropping clothes here and there, stuff popping out the bag each place they go. And that's male and female. That's men and women.
That's true.
Because we're not being grown.
Right.
We're not communicating.
Right.
I've had men in the past that have had a lot of money, lots of money, and try to showboat in front of me, or I'm gonna do this for you, or you don't have to work your job, or whatever. And that is not my love language at all. And it's not that I wasn't appreciative, but I like quality time. I believe that you're gonna show me how you feel about me with. I've had to communicate. I'm not impressed with that. I know you got X, Y, and Z. I'm not impressed. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, and I'm not celebrating your victories. But what I'm saying is that is not how you're going to catch me. You know, and I think the same thing. Some men, they really do need a woman that give them words of affirmation all the time. They need a cheerleader. They don't care about, they know you look good, but at the end of the day, when they finish doing whatever they do for the world, they want to come home and they want to hear that how you're congratulating them and what you think. So we have to press pause for the cause. And again, communicate. We are grown. We should not be in relationships where there's guessing games.
But
you should get in a relationship.
Go ahead.
Mm-mm.
Do we keep always holding up the man, and do the man supposed to hold us up sometime? Like, when do that role come in?
All the time.
When do they come and be like our cheerleader? Like the other day, I sent you and Brian this post, and I can't remember who it was. I can't remember her name. Like, she was basically saying, lie to me like you lie to them people at work. Let me see, you know, when you come home to me, let me think I'm the best thing that you got here in this house. Like,
Nikki
when
Giovanni,
did that come in? Yeah. That's
Nikki Giovanni being interviewed by James Baldwin.
Yeah. That was like the best profound interview I've seen about relationships. Like, she basically was saying, when you're at work, you smile and you laugh and you're having a good time at work. But when you come home, I get the worst part of you. So when do they come home and be our cheerleaders? Nikki Giovanni, they just put that in the chat.
It's a good statement, and that right. and what people do for a living makes a difference too. Like Chief, in your former former existence, I would imagine you got some stressful stuff going on.
I did, but for me, family is what kept me balanced. Mm-hmm. So, I saw a lot of things and had to deal with a lot of things over the years, but it was the family that kept me balanced. We'd come home and laugh and joke about things or just hearing what happened, from my wife's day and him what the girls were going through. It kind of takes you away from that zone. And I'm just speaking for me. I don't know what others went through, but that's what kept me going. What about you?
But did you ever find yourself being a cheerleader for your wife after? Were you able to reciprocate what it was that you received from your family? That's what Shannon, is like, when do we get that? So did you find that after she offered you a safe place in your home, a place where you could be vulnerable and fragile and that be okay? Did you find yourself able to reciprocate that back to her?
All the time.
When she needed it?
All the time. Because, because
I can see that.
Yeah, because you have to, she went through a lot of stuff. She was a high level manager and so forth. So we saw a lot of the same things. So we would bounce ideas off of each other and all those types of things. So yeah, I mean, that was almost an everyday thing for us. And again, I can't speak for the rest of the folks that were living back in the Bowie, Maryland area at the time, but that's the way we did it. And it worked. And it was also, therapeutic. So you've had those days. We've all had them. You have those days where it's like, man, now what? So by the time you hit the door, you have a sinus headache and your feet are hurting and you just, you just really need to bring it down a notch. So it was good that we were able to do that for each other. But also, even when we were dating, we were in high stress jobs that were very dynamic and very fast paced. So even then we knew some of the things that were coming down the pike because we were both ambitious. We both were climbing the ranks. And so we knew what it would take to be successful. So I agree with you, Simi. I think that's something that should happen all the time. And you should be able to do it naturally. It's not like it's force fed. You have to come and say, yes, dear, you look wonderful today. I love those shoes. If it flows
Brian
like that.
Said everyone needs to be appreciated.
Right.
That's right.
Absolutely. Everyone appreciates being appreciated.
Right.
And everybody needs to be given a pass when they have a bad day from the person that says they love them.
Yep.
They need to be able to have a pass too.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, I love what you said, Mr. Sophisticated Shannon. I love what you said. When you said about Nikki Giovanni, you said, well, what about me at the end of the day? can't you pretend with me? And I think that's why I asked Chief that, and he said it. He said it very clear. He said, I was able to go home, and I felt like that was a good place for me. But when he came home, all he had was left at the end of the day from giving out everything else. So some of those days he came home, he might not have been in the best attitude, but he knew he was in a safe place. And because he felt safe and he could be vulnerable and he could be not as strong, he was able to heal and be loved and then also give love. And it's a shame as a couple, when you say you love somebody, you give the world everything that you got. When you go to your job, you give them the best you. When you go to the grocery store, you might want to cuss somebody out, but you give them the best you. You give people all the best you. And then the people that are closer to you, they get crapola.
Right. Well, when you get home, your true you come out.
Right. But guess what? That's okay sometimes. But
sometimes,
just like
not
you
all
give
the time.
everybody, exactly, not all the time. And you know what? And that's being grown. Guess what, baby? I had a rough day today. I don't even want to talk about it. I'm the way I'm feeling right now. I need to detox. I need to exhale. I don't even want to talk about it. I need to have some time for myself. But then also being able to come home and say, you know what? I had a rough day. I don't even want to talk about it. What we doing, baby? This is all us right now. Being grown. Too many people trying to control relationships. People are not going to act like you, look like you, do what you want them to do because they have their own experiences and the way they were raised. But we don't value each other enough. Like I say, the king might be good, but he just may not be good for me. Hey, I love you. I think you're amazing. You look good. I like the way you smell. I like the way you handle your business. We not vibing. You don't work for me. You don't make me tick and tock. You don't. But somebody else, just being able to be real on that level. Too many women wearing the weaves and the makeup. They take them off. The men don't even know what they look like no more. I don't even know what some of my Facebook friends look like when I've seen them in real person. Is this what we doing? We gonna put a filter on everything, on the Facebook, on the Instagram, on the relationship. Everything got a filter. The relationship got a filter. When you
Cynthia wants to know. She has a question. Why is it so easy for a woman to accept a man when he's cheating or he's cheated?
Oh, Lord. Boy.
Right?
Here we go. Y'all wait till the end of the hour to come drop the bombs.
But they don't accept the woman when they cheat.
Do you want a real answer?
Yes.
I can give you my answer.
She wants a real answer.
So for me, I'm a visual person, right? I'm a visual person. And I know how I am behind closed doors. I can't even imagine somebody else.
That's a real answer. That's a real answer.
Doing the same exact thing that I will be doing, acting a fool.
Okay, so that goes back to if you was to cheat, you would probably be doing the same thing. So that's still like, how do y'all expect for you to be forgiven?
Oh, so you're saying that
expect to be forgiven?
Oh, okay. Well, then is.
But I just know for me, if that ever took place, I'm out.
They say y'all egos can't handle it
at all.
They say,
yeah, that's about right. Yep. Because you
say, Mike? That's about right.
That's about right. Yeah. But again, that just gets back to just keeping it very simple. You have to treat your spouse like you want to be treated. You can't make it any simpler than that. So, if you can't stand the thought of that, then imagine what he or she is thinking. Same thing.
It sounds so simple.
It is. It is. It's that simple, bro.
They said women can set their egos aside and think about the love in the future.
I don't agree with that. I think
I can't.
You're gonna hear it.
I think
you're gonna hear it for 6 months straight if you stay.
And that's the thing. How do you say I forgive you, but you still bring it up?
Well,
is that forgiving him?
Well, because for example, the person may forgive you, but then 20 minutes later you start thinking about it. You know, it's like, or a year from now, you start thinking about it. You know, that's just human